how to find direction in your life. As someone in the past who really struggled with this, I hope to be able to pass on some of my knowledge and some of my experiences to help you find that direction. So I promise you by the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of how to find your direction. And I plan to show you 3 steps that have been really helpful for me. And in this video, I'm not gonna go over the traditional framework of life in your terms. There's plenty of other videos out there on our channel like that, but I'm gonna just go a high level explanation of a good way to go about finding direction within your life. So with that being said, my name is Richardson. I'm a coach here at Life in Your Terms, and I make these videos to try to pass on my knowledge to hopefully help accelerate your learning and not have to go through the trials and tribulations that I did with finding my direction and committing to that direction. Now, the first piece is self-assessment. Specifically, I would encourage you to identify your values. What's important to you? Maybe it's being the best mom possible and be able to be at every one of your kids' soccer games. Maybe it's making $1 million a year, or maybe it's being in the best health possible. Or maybe it's making the most out of your time on this earth. Whatever it is, you have to identify what do you value. And with that, if you're struggling to come up with that, I encourage you to take the balance wheel at the end of this video, just because I think it's really helpful that lays out all the areas of your life, and it can be helpfful to look at that to see what you value. From there, I would encourage you to evaluate your strengths and weaknesses. Maybe you're really strong in marketing. And I'm gonna use myself as a personal example. I'm pretty good at marketing, or at least I think so, decent at marketing, but I'm really weak in the sales area and sales process. So for me, my current direction is to implement marketing and continue to get better at it, but also to get better at sales, because I think that if I wanna own my own business, it's a necessary thing I have to develop. That's a business example. But for you, maybe you feel like you're weak in your health and you're strong in your relationships. Whatever it is, I would encourage you to look at your strengths and weaknesses and see which one you want to pursue. Maybe you want to improve your weaknesses and get better at that, or maybe you want to lean into more of your strengths. Maybe it's your job. Maybe you feel like, you know what? I've always wanted to be a software developer. I'm going to go lean into that. Whatever it is, you have to look at your strengths and weaknesses and decide, do I want to improve my weaknesses or lean into my strengths? From there, with your strengths and weaknesses, I think you can look at, what have you always wanted to do? What was your dream as a kid? What was your dream job? And if you look at that, that can help you identify, okay, you know what? Maybe I want to lean back into that. Because I think what happens for a lot of people, and this happened for me, is that we have this dream. We have this dream from the age of like 8 to 16. And at 16, that dream slowly starts to get crushed. And by the time we're 21, that dream is crushed. And we hear all from people around us, oh, you need to be realistic. You need to do that. You need to do that. Well, fuck that. I disagree with that notion completely. You should lean into what you want to do. Obviously, if it's not productive and it doesn't make money, well, I'm sorry to say it's not going to work. If it's underwater basket weaving, it might not be very profitable. But thinking about what is the career field of what do you always wanted to go into, and I would encourage you to lean into that, and that can help you find direction within your life. Now, the caveat is, it won't be easy. It won't be easy at all. For me, starting my own coaching business and understanding that it's going to be hard, but it's much harder than I ever thought it'd be. That doesn't change what I want to do. That's okay. I'm not going to listen to people saying I should be realistic. I'm going to continue to drive towards what I've always wanted to do. And I encourage you to do the same. Now, the second piece is knowledge. And I encourage you to talk with friends and family and your mentor. And not in a way of where you're listening to them about how they may say, oh, you got to be realistic, but just say, hey, this is my idea. What do you think about this? And just see what they have to say. Don't take their advice and do whatever they say, but just say, I want to talk out this issue or this problem with you. Can I walk through with you? And most times it'll be very helpful with that. And with knowledge, another piece of knowledge is explore new experiences. So for me, I'm going to use myself as an example again. With the sales process, I have to understand and put myself in situations. So, okay, how can I experience new sales opportunities so that I can get better at it? So the same thing for you. If you want to be that software developer, or you decide you want to be the best mom possible, try to experience those things so that you can understand and learn more, because information is power. At least that's what I think it is. And so exploring those new experiences can be helpful when finding a direction. And honestly, one way to kind of help you gain this knowledge or gain these insights is sometimes to do absolutely nothing. And I don't mean nothing in terms of action, but I mean sometimes I'll just be sitting on that couch over there looking out the window at the trees and all my best ideas pop up. Or just the other day, I was sitting over there looking at my bookshelf over there, and I had such a great idea about the presence of a moment and how that's so powerful. I don't need to get into the insights I had, but just sitting there and doing nothing can give you some great ideas. Now, the third and final piece to find direction is to create routine and discipline within your life. You need a daily routine to be successful in your new pursuit. Again, whether that's losing weight, whether that's starting a business, whether it's being the best mom or dad possible, you're gonna need a routine that allows you to prioritize your new pursuit and your new direction. So what does that look like for you? Think about that and try to map that out for yourself. The second piece is you're gonna have to be consistent even with things you don't wanna do. If you wanna be the best mom possible and go to all your kids' soccer games, there's gonna be days you're gonna be tired and you're not exactly gonna wanna go to the kids' soccer games. But to be the best mom possible, which you set out to do with your new direction, you have to do that. Or maybe it's starting a new job. There's gonna be things about the new job that you're not gonna like, but you've set out to do this new job so that you have to stay consistent even when you don't want to. And with this, the final piece to tie it home, find your new direction. I would encourage you to build progress and build small wins as fast as possible. Newton's law is that an object in motion will stay in motion. So I think that's why it's so hard to get started. It's so hard to get started with things because we're not in motion. So if you can build small wins and you can progress within your direction and just get the first, whether it's a business, get the first 5 clients or get into the gym for the first week. If you can build those small wins, it'll make it much easier to carry out direction. And I'll say with your direction, you'll enjoy it much more the further you're in it. So the hardest part is gonna be the beginning. That being said, if you enjoyed this video, take that balance wheel to find that direction. Also, if you'll like and subscribe, it really helps the video.